Hey everyone, welcome back to the Archangel 15 show. This is part two of the Archangel 15 show. I have a previous part. I have a disclaimer that goes with it. Please start with part one. Like I said, there's no part to view part two without viewing part one. I mentioned if tyranny, I think if tyranny and oppression ever come to this great land, it'll be under the guise of fighting a foreign enemy. I think that's the exact quote of James Madison. Uh, Behind the scenes, there's like people that are like working to like basically try to like get me out of here. Like I said, they want me out of here. Like I said, this whole entire area. I mentioned this Mary Alice Durant, Cramble Malone, this other John Rock guy, Billy, who's the Shire Foundation, right on Bush Road. Like 6 other people. Like everybody I grew up with was like not my friends. They're evil, evil Germans, basically. Some other people mixed in as well, but mainly evil Germans, and like a lot of them relatives of Bush, Herberts, Walkers, Prescotts, all of them. And like they have to be. This was not part of the plan. I can promise you. Like they have to be absolutely baffled that like things are working out the way they are, and they probably are getting pretty shook at this point. And like I believe that they want to try to like somebody in my family is going to like try to facilitate buying me a place at the shore, or, like putting me in an apartment or a condo, or maybe getting me a car. Like no, I will go live on the streets. You're gonna have to pry. I'll go live on the streets even around here, but you're gonna have to pry this area from my cold dead fingers. In the words of Charlton Heston, like straight the f up. You're not gonna do it. Like there was already nuclear detonations in New Jersey, and if you even try it further, you're gonna see this country go to oblivion. And they will like come in and extract me after all the evil Germans are dead. Like I said, like there's people that I believe want to put like this Mary Campbell lady that wants to put like nukes right at her door, like she knows that they're gonna come there, and like probably won't be that hard to get in. And like uh, like I said, I believe Biden's going to possibly go. Trump as well. You're never going to see him get anywhere near a microphone again. Like I said, that's already been decided by the world. There's about 16 countries that have basically already made a commitment to like I said, if he even gets even close, like, you'll see the end of the show real fast. And one day I'm like ready to start drinking, getting up here and start talking. Like you think I'm like people that listen to me probably think I'm out there, like I'm like on the brink of the wildness here. Like you said, give me a couple of drinks, and like God only knows what I would say. There was this channel. Like another thing is there was this place called this the Stormfront. It was called. It was like kind of like a controversial message board or blogging site, and like a guy named Don Black fucking line, like straight up. Like I am calling for them to reinstate Stormfront. Like they took it down, and then like it was completely unconstitutional. They had no basis for it other than that they thought it was like stuff that was not of a good agenda. Like I said, like you're going to continue to see a degradation of just various things. Like I said, and it's a result of this and divine prophecy. Uh, if you look at my liked videos, my playlists, I'm thankful as all can be to see the Chinese in Africa and like driving United Nations vehicles. Like Africa is another place that people are hiding. Very thankful to see the Chinese in Africa. Like I said, like I don't want to see it. We've seen what white people will do when they go to Africa. The Catholics right across the Mediterranean Sea from Tunisia and Libya and other places is Italy, shittily. And you have the Roman Catholic Church. You have Fendi, Gucci, Prada, Lamborghini, Ferrari, and like I said, and right across the Mediterranean, you have people that can't even afford to have a mosque or a church, and the people that are starving. What do they do? They take a box of AK-47s. They put it in between two groups of people. They say, "We're going to give you steak and we're going to give you hamburger. Have at it." Of course, what's going to happen? Like they do not want a united Africa. They have one of my friends. Or I had a friend that was like two twin brothers and another friend. All 3 of them passed away. 2 of them from overdoses, and his sisters in like this Africa Peace Corps. Someday I'd like to try to get a hold of her and like talk about Africa. I have people, like I said, that are like very dedicated to this. The United Nations is a fraud, to be honest with you. They're mainly funded by the UK. I'm guessing that these vehicles that like they almost probably took over these vehicles that they're driving with the UN on them. Uh, I had okay, so I had like had really interesting dreams and like other stuff. I believe like this one dream was like there's been reports of like this like reminds me of the complete works of Charles Fort. Like 3 to 6 people. This is probably some truth to it that like claim that they sustained injuries from levitating in the Vatican, or like other people that have like believe like I believe levitation is possible for certain blood types and other things. Uh, like I see why like how they vaccinate people, they feed poison food, the air. Imagine like what the air was like even 20 years ago, 50 years ago, 70 years ago, 200 years ago, compared to what it is now. Quantifiably different, not even comparable. Um, you see how much weather phenomenon and anomalies are being reported. Imagine how much is not being reported. Like we're in the middle of nuclear warfare, like huge storms off the coast, like I said, like almost like hurricane stuff that's like out of season. The stuff that happened recently in California, innumerable other things. I really believe California's already been evacuated. To be honest with you, a lot of California. And again, like I said, my advice to everybody is do not try to understand the mysteries of God any deeper than you already know. You know, find a groove in the matrix. Like the Amish really have it going on. You know, it's like they choose not to use this higher level technology, and like, you know, Houston and the Silicon Valley, you know, they need to learn to embrace honor and love, and like, you know, not with in vitro fertilization babies and engineered colonies and other stuff like that. And my advice to the Chinese is not to negotiate peace talks with any Germans, German Jewish people, the thug bankers, Zionists, essentially. You know, these people are not your friends. They have a perpetual track record of lies, evil, greed, and deceit. They will do nothing but drag the world down. We do not need their seed to multiply. Like I said, we need to cut these people from the earth. Like that's final. Uh, you know, anybody that's a defector, like I said, when they come to this country, oh my goodness, like anybody that was Chinese or anybody that was Russian, they're going to torture and kill. They're going to get it the worst. Just like the Muslims that turned on their own country during the Iraq and Afghanistan days. And you know, I don't think they wanted to live to be slaves. Talk about KKK, you know, Ku Klux Klan stuff. I studied the symbolism of it a long time ago, and ironically, believe it or not, there's actually like yin and yang symbols in their stuff. And like you get into like the stuff of the sign of the fiery cross, it has nothing to do with racism. Like the guy Albert Pike, who did the foundry of the ceremonial stuff for the Freemasons, was the same person that did it for them. They were one and the same. If you ever get a chance to go to the Scottish Rite Freemasonry Museum in Washington, D.C., very, very interesting there. There's a lot of corollaries between the two, the ceremonial stuff. Aleister Crowley was very deep. Like, you start getting into ceremonial magic, it's really hard to find people that are more into it than the Freemasons. Um, like I said, like I'm probably like I'm going to do my secret doctrine. I have like it's probably going to be in 4 or 5 parts when it's all said and done. I'm gonna try to expedite that, but when I'm done, I really believe that I'm gonna have to put it like an end to this. Like I'm gonna have to like take a chill. Like I said, like I don't want to keep coming on here talking about like evil, like we're not like make it look like I'm evil, embracing the you know the phenomenon as like you know part of pure prophecy, as if like the dying of innocent people is good. It's going to probably get very ugly in the end times, and probably go back to a very very austere way of living. Uh, you know, like I said, I sincerely pray. I'm not gonna. I was originally gonna name names just to piss people off, but I'm not gonna do that. And like I have people like I'm not a racist. I don't embrace racism, but some of these people are I'm not gonna mention names are evil fucking Jews. Like really, like 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 people who like if you knew what these people did with Iraq and Afghanistan, 9/11, and other things, suppressing innocent countries, stealing girls, selling babies, the finders, you would agree. There's certain people that are like the head of the bucket heads, the head of the shows here. I'm calling for like eventually there's going to be detonations in South America. There's tons of gringo, you know, defectors from all over, from Germany, from the UK, all hiding in South America. There's probably already been detonations there. Hugo Chavez, uh, former Venezuelan president, was like basically a member of the Red Army, and others as well, like Fidel Castro. And Russia's pretty well strapped in like that whole area, and probably even in Mexico as well. And like Canada, subs off the coast, where if you detonated them, it's gonna you know it's gonna come this way. And um, like I said, the people in the United States military, obviously need a lesson in honor. And like I said, the biggest, I mentioned here in the past how you're going to see, like, I predict that in like within the next century, you're going to see a diminishment of the English language. Like, once they realize that all the white people ate shit and lied and were evil people, like I said, nobody's going to want to embrace a language that, is embedded in that, or like founded in that. Like all the way back to the Trail of Tears in this country. And it's really an issue. Like, there's so many other beautiful languages. Like I said, like, look up Mandarin, Cantonese, Khitanese, Japanese language, Farsi, Dari from Afghanistan. Just look at the alphabet of Dari. Not that there's one that looks like the Russian. They speak a lot of Russian in all these countries, but or some of these like the Turkey, Georgia, Armenia, Ukraine, Belarus. There's like many, and even the one like there's even like Scandinavian countries and others in between, like Czechoslovakia and Poland, that their alphabet is phonetically within like 60% of the Russian alphabet. You'd be amazed at how big of an area of the world already speaks Russian. I speak a pretty good bit of it. I'd like to go back, like eventually get out of this country and like completely learn the language to like be fluent. I have a hearing disability, so it's kind of difficult. There's an issue as well. And like I said, basically the Rothschilds, they thought that, in the Bushes and others, CIA thugs, thought that they were slick. So what they do is they took these stolen babies and took them to like every little country under the sun, and like basically tried to create coups. There's like two coups: fake money coup with Vanguard Corporation at the head of it, and globalist thug corporations like ExxonMobil, Apple. Not going to name any more names, but and then like they went to these countries and they push these genetics like they're pushing candy, and like I said, like to attempt to undermine me. So when I go there, it's like these people are already sold their soul to the devil, and like there's very few people left that like are like, it's very difficult. Like, we're almost like everywhere I go, there's like chaperones, and like I'm ready to start going to these countries that have been detonated on, and like the hardest hit ones. Like I'm ready to just like go rogue and break free completely, to be honest with you. And I request, like I said, like I said, for you know wherever I go, for these people not to glorify these stolen genetics, and I call on the Native American people of our Native Indigenous people of our world to like take it upon themselves to off these clones. Like only you can do it. Like, to be honest with you, like, don't fall for this. It's like selling your soul to Satan, and like break the chains that bind. And like I had a little stanza to a poem I wrote, and I basically say, time is a weapon that revolutionizes pain. Take it way back, and you don't need chips to play this game. Chips like money, chips like computer chips, and so forth. And like I said, I believe that they are eventually going to facilitate my departure out of here. And when I do leave, I prefer not to leave in a Boeing plane. And like I said, like, I can't have the Rothschilds and all these other people attempting to undermine me everywhere I go. It's really, like I said, it's been a huge problem. And the whole thing with Trump, like, behind the scenes, he's tried 1,000,001 science experiments, trying to cross this with that with this. And like, they think that natural, like, any girls that I like is like equals natural selection, and they'll try to like cross into them, thinking that like it equals natural selection, and it obviously doesn't. I didn't screw them. And like enough of his science experiments. Like, he's going to continue to try this shit until the very end. And he's going to run everybody into like a very, very deep hellhole, like he already has. And there's nowhere to go but down. It's going to regress into a bottomless pit, as it already has. And acceleration, okay, so there's a lot of cloning going on in Colorado. I'm requesting detonations in the region of Colorado and also some parts of North Dakota. And like right after this came up in my alchemy, like heartbroken. Like, this really upsets God and makes God heartbroken. And essentially, like, what they want to do is, like I said, replace all, like, detonate all the coasts and everything, and replace you and like steal their houses with clones, re-inhabit the coasts and everywhere with clones. It's like an evil alien agenda, like and like embedded in incest and lies, and like it'll destroy itself. Like I said, the STDs is a real big problem among the elites as well. And like another main issue that I think I'm going to step back from this whole, like I said, just from like YouTube. Like I said, I'm very thankful for like, like a lot of my information I've taken from Google, and like I said, they've helped me quantifiably. I would never have been able to attain the level of knowledge that I had without, other search engines and so forth. And YouTube, I believe, has very good purposes and also very bad purposes. But like, I can't support a platform that is involved in cloning and gaining my views to the level that I have. Like, I would have been easily a self-made millionaire just from this channel alone and the information I brought you. They aren't having it. Like I said, you like are smart enough to know if you watch my channel that I obviously would have gotten more than 8, 9, 10 views. And like I said, like, it's a group of evil people that are keeping me suppressed, and they have, like I said, like I've heard 6 people at least tell me that my phone doesn't go through when they try to call me, and I gave it up. And like, I actually look at like past presentations and recent ones, I look better, I feel better, I started dreaming at night, I hit deeper REM and gamma brain sleep waves. And like, it's pretty interesting the dreams that you have. Some of them are like prophetic in nature, almost like a gateway into the future. Gets into this whole past, present, future particle wave light bending, um, wave theory. A lot of people are panicking. Like, essentially, there's a scenario painting itself here, where like a nowhere to run scenario. Like some people are running to the hills. Some people like live it right out. They like live in areas of like North Jersey where they can come in and out of their bunkers really easy if the air changes. And like, like, people are starting to panic here, and it's going to probably get really bad. My matrices that I have, some of them are connecting, like huge, huge, huge matrices, and like something big is on the horizon. And they know, like, I really believe that, like, they don't, like I said, at some point in time there's going to be nukes that are going to go off here, and they're, like I said, there's going to be some kind of reconnaissance efforts to come salvage, to try to come get me, and I'm all for it. And hopefully, the world is in one piece still. Again, please start with part 1. If you watch this presentation, I mentioned the whole thing about Turkey. I don't want to go any further than this. The next presentation I do is going to be my Secret Doctrine book review. Whether or not I decide to do any past presentations past that point, I'm not really decided yet. I'm anticipating that I'm going to get the large sum of money that I mentioned that I'm attempting to leverage people out of. God only knows what it's going to take to do that. And it'll be interesting to see what transpires. We live in amazingly interesting times. Prophecy is upon us, and there's only about 15% of it that really has not been fulfilled yet. Take care, folks. God bless. Stay well.